What are you doing here? Well, why were you in that part of the slums when you... Alright, look, I'm not used to running into customers, especially when I'm in the middle of a, delicate situation. Basically, I just need you to keep your mouth shut. Is that something you can do, or is there something I need to do to shut you up? Look, I'm on the long con, okay? I've been posing as a member of the nobility for a while now. You obviously recognize me. So this just got a lot more complicated. I didn't realize you were a noble. Why were you shopping in the slums? Sure, well, you've got me. I need something from you now. Your silence. I can offer you any of my wares. A cut of the profits? I don't think so. Wait. Just don't... Alright. We can work something out. I don't have much on me, and I'm not really a spellcaster. But you can have this wand. It's kind of a piece of junk anyway. Alright, well, any of the trinkets. Or how can I buy your silence? A favor. So you just basically want me to do something for you down the road. Okay, well, it sounds like you have something nefarious in mind. Don't you? You're planning something yourself, aren't you? Are you really a noble, or are you like me? Well, that vague answer tells me everything I need to know. Fine. I'll owe you a favor. But in the meantime, my men and I are going to be finding something that's going to buy your silence. Like blackmail, for example. Oh, trust me. I've been in the business for a long time. I know what I'm doing. And I know a fellow con artist when I see one. You've got that gleam in your eye. Mischievousness. Whether or not you're telling the truth about being a noble, you have your own goals, don't you? Maybe going against your family in some secret way. I'll find out. I have ways. I have agents throughout the city. In all the districts, upper and lower. So, I'll find out your secret in a matter of time, unless you just like some of my merchandise. And then we can call it a day. But I can't promise you that I won't have some blackmail for future reference, in case you decide to speak up against me. No, call me Duke. For all intents and purposes, I am a Duke. Okay? I don't appreciate your tone, but I understand. Business is difficult sometimes. Again, maybe I can offer you something. Or bring my wares with me. I sell them to the nobility. What's wrong with that? I'm also here because I get much of my merchandise from parties like this. You're making things unnecessarily difficult. Are you a treasure hunter? Yeah. You're interested in the dragon stuff I have. Alright, well, let me see what I can do for you. These items are expensive and extremely rare. So a part of me is very loath to part with them, but I have my career to think about. We can work out an exchange. Or maybe there's a different type of favor you'd like from me. Something that doesn't require any merchandise. I'm willing to do most things. Though I am not a magic user, I am able to use some magic. I have ties to the elementals. I'm able to give a little jolt to my products, you could say. A jolt of excitement, electricity, something that keeps people coming back for more. Here, take the damn things. Unfortunately, I lost the other half of this pair, but I can offer you this half. Yeah, you know a lie when you see one. Here's the other one. Take it before I change my mind. The necklace, too. I've just given you thousands of coin worth of merchandise. Doesn't matter. I'd probably curse anyway. Just take it before I have to stop and think about it. I've got to get better about my disguises. Say, you would make a good recruit if you're interested, now that you've basically robbed me out of house and home. I'm looking for someone clever like you. Someone who knows their way around, who can con a con artist. You'll have access to my wares. You can't necessarily keep them for yourself, but you can have access to them whenever you want. And the price is just information. You have ties to the nobility here, obviously, so we could use someone like you, and you'd be rewarded handsomely. The trinkets I gave you just there are nothing compared to what you could earn through a lifetime of doing this. If that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have parted with those. And I think you know that. Sure, some of my products are questionable, but they get the job done. And if nothing else, they're pretty to look at. Like me. Obviously. So I can understand why you recognized me immediately. These good looks end up being a flaw, don't they? It's so hard being so handsome all the time. Everybody wants your attention constantly. And you're trying to keep secrets at the same time. It can be a lot. Oh, shut up. You don't know my life. Regardless. We're even now. right? I gave you my merchandise. And that does not come easy. And still, you've opened yourself up to a whole world. And the criminal underbelly of this city that you had no idea existed. So, good luck with that. And when you eventually come crawling back to me for help, I'll think about it. In exchange, again, for some useful information. Did you say you're familiar with Prince Todoroki? As in the prince? I find that hard to believe. Whatever your supposed connections to the nobility are, if you can get me some juicy information about these royal figures you claim to know, maybe we can do some business. Well, look, to be honest, I'm just kind of in this. I'm not necessarily the crime boss or anything. If you want to talk to the real crime bosses, there's a few kingpins around here, but they're pretty scary. And to be honest, I think if you do that, you'll probably get yourself killed. Which, would work out pretty well for me, but I find you interesting, to say the least. And ballsy enough to call me out on my disguise. You're a risk taker, huh? And I like that in a person. So. And I find you pretty easy to look at, too. It's hard to find someone who, rivals my looks. But you make it look easy. Sorry, am I coming on too heavy-handed? This could be the start of an interesting relationship, huh? Business or personal, whichever you prefer. Hopefully both. Anyway, you know where to find me. I'll be in the slums, as always. But I will keep my eyes and ears on you. All of them. And I have a lot. So next time you think you're gonna steal something from me, or you're gonna ruin one of my perfectly good heists, think again. Because I'll have dirt on you. Unless you decide you want to join this organization, then things might be different. However, I have to warn you, getting out is another game altogether. My name, you want my real name? As if I'd actually give you that information. To you, I'm Duke Thunderbolt. Does that sound heavy-handed? That sounds heavy-handed, doesn't it? Well, whatever. Everybody seems to be buying it, so that's my name for now. And if you want to know more, maybe I'll see you again. Or maybe I won't. Whichever one you think would be best. But I have a feeling if you don't find me, I'll find you first. We'll meet again.